All right, so we're gonna be looking at the top 10 scramblers for the A2 license, meaning 48 horsepower or lower, that I recommend. Okay, now some of these bikes actually shouldn't be on the list, but I decided to include them anyway because of the looks and because they don't really have that much horsepower or power to weight ratio too far away from the A2 license, so you can still get it. So the first one, of course, is the 2018 Husqvarna Svartpillen 401. The 2021 has an issue where the exhaust pipe, actually the ground clearance isn't that good, but it's still like a good scrambler. But the 2018 model, since it doesn't have the exhaust pipe underneath, you actually get the ground clearance. It's the perfect scrambler in my opinion, in the sense of it's got proper off-road tires. It's very lightweight. It's got 44 horsepower. A peppy single-cylinder engine, torquey, and wheelie happy, right? So yes, really good scrambler, right? And you know, Austria manufacturer, whatever, reliable engine, whatnot. Next on the list we have the Caballero, sorry, 500. This is a rally version, which is the gnarliest one. Well, I think this is more of like a proper off-road bike, but you can get the standard version. Right, it's still like look at this, like proper off-road tires. It looks like good suspension. The Husqvarna suspension is unbeatable, right? But this one looks good. Upside down forks. Yeah, good ground clearance. Weight, 40 horsepower, and yeah, also wheelie happy, very light. Only thing I can Chinese engine, right? Chinese engine. I don't really like Chinese engines, but hey, people say these are great or whatever. They can be reliable, whatnot, and the price tag says so. Fantic is Italian, so you know if you don't care about where your engine comes from, you should totally get this bike. It looks amazing, especially in green. Like look at this. I mean, come on, like it's amazingly beautiful. If I could have a different engine in this, I would love to buy this bike. It's a proper off-road bike as well, right? Look at the flat track. You get a lot of tastes here. You get a lot of different designs. So yeah, good bike. Number two, right? Number three is the Honda CBX 500X. Sorry, CB 500X, right? So this is an adventure bike. Let's say a tiny adventure bike, if you may, but it's lightweight. It's got 48 horsepower, 47.5, something like that. The engine is actually really good, reliable. Honda, everything. It's fast. The suspension could be better, honestly, right? But it comes with a 19 inch wheel up front and wind protection, all that. So it's an all round bike. The only thing that makes it go lower on the list is the looks. It looks hideous. It looks like an insect, like all the other adventure bikes. And yeah, otherwise it's a 10 out of 10 bike. If you make it look good, it's a 10 out of 10 bike, right? But unfortunately, it doesn't look that great. But yeah, it's if you don't mind the looks or if you actually like the looks, go for it. Incredibly good bike. Next, we have Triumph. Now these bikes actually exceed in horsepower. They have like 65 horsepower. Um, but you can limit them. They're heavy, over 200 kilograms. This is a straight scrambler. Sorry. But yeah, they with a better skip plate and everything. And I've seen some people like thrash these off road, and they're great. They are not as reliable as Honda, maybe, but they're pretty reliable as far as I know. They're beautiful. They're the classics, like literally Steve McQueen rode Triumph motorcycles and made scramblers off of them. So I cannot make a list of the best A2 scramblers without, or scramblers in general, without Triumph. It's impossible. It has to be here. So it's a little bit like in the middle of the list. It's kind of high up because of the looks and because of the heritage and everything, right? And actually, yeah, it's like this is the definition of a scrambler, right? Nothing too off-roady or too city, like something in the middle. You can thrash around, right? And yeah, you can do anything with these bikes. Like, look at this custom one. Yeah. So downsides, the price, it's quite expensive, heavy, and you have to limit them. You have to actually restrict them. Otherwise, it will be higher on the list. Right. Next, Moto Guzzi, Rough V7 Rough. Right. So this one you don't have to limit them. They come with either 48 or 52 horsepower, but I mean, who's gonna tell you anything for 52 horsepower? Looks is impeccable as well. They have this classic look. They come with good scrambler tires, right, from the factory. Downsides: heavy, no ground clearance or skid plate, so you need to add that to your bike. Maybe some tire suspension. But for messing around on fire roads, it's really good, and it's come with a 21-liter tank. So a lot of range you're gonna get from this bike, like huge range. And yeah, you can just get your A2 license, buy this bike, and scramble around and look awesome in the city while you do it. In green, of course. Look at this, beautiful, beautiful motorcycle, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. Okay, next we have Mondial, another Italian bike. This one well, it has its strengths and its weaknesses. Weaknesses: Chinese motor, even of lesser quality, I'd say, from the Caballero. So there you go. Also, now power it's like a 300, so it's like 25 horsepower, something like that. Maybe 30 at best. I don't know. Pros: lightweight, looks amazing. I'll give you that. Looks actually pro, like quality and everything, and yeah, good tires as well. Like, look at those tires. You can scramble pretty hard on those. And this plastic, it's plastic. I'm sure it's plastic. If you replace it with actual aluminium, you get yourself a pretty good skid plate-ish kind of thing. Maybe you need to modify it. But yeah, it's not a bad bike. I've seen a few, like, they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. So and they're cheap. They're very cheap, so that's a pro. So if you like this and you don't mind about the reliability, it's small brand, go for it. Go for it. Next we have Ducati. Of course, they were the ones who started the scrambler phase back in 2014 or something like that. So yeah, they have the 75 horsepower model that you can limit for the A2 license, or the 42 horsepower, 44 horsepower, 62 that comes in orange. You have them both here, and that's why I found this picture. Like, okay, they're scrambling, so it's perfect, right? So with a proper skid plate, you can thrash these bikes around. I've seen some gnarly stuff on this bike, but really you don't want to, because Ducati's... Well, this is the cheapest Ducati you can buy, I believe. And the maintenance is expensive and all that, so if you have the money, go for it. If you don't, don't. Okay? They're mostly street bikes, but yeah, fire roads like this are fine. Right, they're fine. And they really look cool. I'll give you that. I almost bought one back in the day. If I had it financed, I'm not gonna lie. Now I know better than Ducati, and yeah, they're good bikes, right? If you have the money, they're good bikes. Next, we have the KTM 390 Adventure. Now, this has the same engine as Husqvarna, of course. I mean, or the other way around would be the way, and it's actually like a proper adventure bike. Proper. It has a 19-inch or 18 in the front. I think it's a 19, and a 17 in the back. And it's not very tall, not a lot of ground clearance for an adventure bike, but it has a proper skid plate, and you can actually thrash it off-road. It's lightweight, reliable, bunch of technology, and rider aids like ABS, traction control, whatnot, and a TFT display. It's a little bit expensive, it's like €1,000 more expensive than the regular KTM 390 Duke or the Husqvarna, but it does come with a bunch of features. But I recommend watching Ryan F9's video on it. He made a perfect video. He said it's better just to get the street one and just put off-road tires and call it a day. But yeah, there you go, right? A little bit for everyone, and it's lower on the list because of the looks. It doesn't look cool. I don't like it. Like okay, it's subjective. I understand, right? But really, which one do you prefer? You tell me. You tell me, man. Right? Why do I need so much technology and so much price when for €1,000 less, I can get this that looks better and performs just as well? There's no performance gain in this bike. So why should I? There's no more horsepower or better tires. No. So what matters scrambling is off-road capability, babe. Off-road all day. There you go. Next, we have one that I almost bought as well, but it's a little bit expensive for what it is the Brixton 500 X. Well, yeah, X. Yeah. So it has 48 horsepower, great suspension, great brakes, great everything. It's a copy of actually this bike, right? It's a copy of this bike, but it's I went ahead. It's heavier. The engine is Chinese. I believe it's a copy from the Honda or the. Yeah, I think it's a copy from the Honda one, but still, like, no, China. I don't like. I don't like. It's like €6,000 or 6,200, I believe. So it's like €500 more expensive than the Husky, and yeah, I actually prefer the looks of this one a little bit. Not anymore, but before I did. It has a bigger tank, so more range, and it's longer, so more stable at high speed, and pinion comfort I think will be better here. It's also lower, I believe, so for shorter riders it's better. I don't care. It doesn't have a skid plate, so I need one. You need to buy one. Other than that, it's a great bike. It's a great looking bike. Great components, great brakes, suspension, tires, everything. And but I don't know about the reliability of the motor, and it's a small brand, so you get that like parts and or reliability issues. You're on your own, right? But it will be a great second bike. Right? And it's also an Austrian brand. Next, we have the Kawasaki VS300. Now, this one also scores so low because of the looks and because it doesn't have that much power. It has like 32 horsepower, 30 at the wheel at best. And but yeah, it's light. It's capable of road. You put some tires better than these, and you can scramble along. Ryan F9 also made a video of this, how capable it was. It has the windshield for highway, whatever. And there's a man who chose to go around the world. So it goes to show it scored so low because of the looks and the low horsepower. At least the Honda, had more horsepower. It's bigger, it has more presence. Looks cooler, I'd say, right? And the Versus. But really, the Versus, when it comes to reliability, I would put it here. Now I'm going to organize them in reliability, right? So Honda's number one. Kawi being one of the big four is number two. Then KTM and Husky are tied. Okay, it's a tie. And Triumph and Moto Guzzi. Ooh, I think Moto Guzzi it's even more reliable than Triumph, I believe. Then I don't know, man. They're all the same. I'm gonna put the Caballero first, then Brixton, then Mondial, and last Ducati. So reliability with number one Honda, number two Versus, number 3 and 4 Husky and KTM. They're tied really. Then Moto Guzzi, pretty reliable honestly. Then Triumph, a little bit mid pack. Then Caballero, then Brixton, then Mondial, and last but not least, Ducati. Okay, and that's it for today. Thank you for looking at my list. Of course, if you disagree, you can comment. If you want to insult me, whatever. I just did it based on looks, price, and now reliability. Okay, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you agree, awesome. If you don't, no worries. Right? The internet is for your opinion. And obviously, I'm not an expert in this, so. But yeah, if you just got your A2 license and you want to scramble, it's hard to beat this. I'm buying this one Well, the 2021 model, I'm buying this one, right? So, yeah, to me, this is the number one. Of course, I'm biased, but that's why I didn't put it. Oh yeah, of course I did put it number one before. Now, remember, when it comes to reliability, I know what's up. And in the future, if I were going to buy one, I would buy this one actually. I would buy the Triumph. I mean, look at this. This one is too tall for me, right? But the street one, look at it. It's beautiful. In green, of course, I would buy it in green. The XC one, I think, is perfect. Yeah, look at this. This is perfect. Like, look at it. It's just amazingly beautiful and powerful and whatnot. A little bit heavy, but whatever. I don't care. Okay. Oh, I was so simping about this bike. I remember I was simping so hard. I don't like when it comes in red, but in green, it's so good, right? And yeah, I was also simping on this one. This is the street version. Although I think now it comes always in the street version. This one, meh, it's just too slow. It's too slow and too Chinese, too cheap. And this one is too expensive to maintain. Otherwise, it would be perfect. Right. Also, it comes in a desert sled that is extremely capable. I forgot to mention this. But yeah, this one is it's not so much of a scrambler. It's actually like an adventure bike. Alright, that's it. I'm not talking anymore. Have a nice day.